And now, from the Bell Lifestyle Studio, here's Mike.
It is 8:40. Raw, Mike Richards, Newstalk Sauga 960. As you know, we always like to keep you informed on ways you can just lead a better life. Therefore, we go to our always good friends, Bell Lifestyle Products. We always have something, and those that are on the front line selling these things, and they're the ones that actually can introduce you to a lot of supplements and in the natural health way. Friendly faces, helpful faces, like David Park. Look at Dave Park. That's a nice man. You walk in, you go, you know what? What's he selling? Atomic weapons? You know what? I'll take two. He's a nice man. Are you selling any weapons there? Are you sticking with the health products?
Actually, yeah, I do sell some weapons, but it's in the regulatory divisions. But I actually have to renew. It's something called hydrogen peroxide. So anyone that wants to buy it, I have to make sure that I get their government ID.
There you go.
And, and I make sure that they're using it for proper purposes. They're not making any funky stuff.
No Breaking Bad kind of ideas. Is this what you're telling me? No.
Exactly. No Walter White's allowed here.
Well, good to see you, my friend. The one thing that probably really falls short on a lot of people, and I heard this years ago, probably someone who was trying to sell me a mattress or something. He said, spend all our money on this and that, all these things. He said, but the thing that we spend most of our life in, we don't spend any money on at all, or try to get the cheapest thing possible, because it has to do with sleep. And when you need the hours of sleep that we do, you spend the amount of time that we need to replenish our bodies with sleep. That's the thing we skip, right? We'll say, I'm staying up late. I'm doing that. We'll always try to shies away from what we need the most. And I'll be honest, it's sleep.
You're right. It's so easy to, at night you're watching some videos, you're binge watching your favorite shows, and it's so easy not to sleep just because there's so many nice things to do and your mind's working in overdrive and you're just like on point. But we sleep 1/3 of our life for a reason. I mean, in a 24-hour period, we're supposed to sleep 7-8 hours, and that's 1/3. And if we continue to sleep regularly, then that's where we receive the best of what the other 16 hours of the 24 hours will do for us. So it's imperative that every night we get regular sleep, and that's where we recover, we recuperate, and we replenish. We feel better the next day. So, if we cut into our sleep, or if we have maybe sleeps where it's not as deeper as what it should be, maybe through a lot of the cups of Java throughout the day, these kind of stimulants don't give us a proper rest. And you'll hear too, like people drinking coffee right before they go to bed.
Yeah.
Some people can do that, but ultimately your heart rate will be a little bit higher and you won't have that restful, deeper sleeps.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, is trying to get a quality of sleep. And the number of people who say they don't sleep well, I just can't. I mean, the number of people, even if you're sitting there at a dinner party, cocktail party, whatever, if this topic of sleep comes up, if there's like 4, 5, 6, 7 people, at least 2, 3, maybe more will talk about how they don't get good sleeps, how they have difficulty falling asleep. And that's the one thing too. I've never really had a problem with that kind of stuff because of the weirdo hours. But the one thing that I have used, and we did a little commercial for it for Bell Lifestyles, was the number 23 sound sleep. And I do like it. I do think it's effective.
I like the sound sleep because it's not mega dosing us with melatonin. A lot of people have used melatonin, and it's something that we normally create. And as the sun sets, our natural melatonin hormone starts ramping up. But with all of our hormones so off balance nowadays, with all the sugars that we consume and all the things that we like to do, especially sugar, I think, because it's driving up our insulin and it's making our hormones so unbalanced. Our melatonin levels are impacted, and it's a really good formula that Bell has created, number 23 sound sleep, in that they put in a little bit of melatonin, not too much, but about 1 milligram. And when you're using the sound sleep formula, it really helps with deeper sleep in other ways, because the main ingredient in the sound sleep number 23 is something called MSM, and it's a long name for methyl sulfonyl-methane. It's pretty hard to pronounce, but it's something that's organic, and when we consume it, it does so many beneficial responses to the body. One of them being breathing, and that's one of the reasons why we have so much trouble sleeping at night is the breathing aspect.
Well, do you think there's a reason? Like it just seems, I don't remember growing up people talking about sleep apnea like they do now. Like you go to a hospital, they always ask all these questions. Sleep apnea is one of them. Why is this so common? Particularly, it seems to be in males. I think I don't know what the breakdown would be male to female, but it just seems like something that is, they put on the little spaceman suit or whatever when they go to bed and they crank up the little gerbil machine or whatever it is they got going on. Why's everyone got that? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, my dad also uses the spaceman shoe and the gerbil machine there. But yeah, it's a little small machine that you add distilled water to. You attach to your face, and it does help relax the breathing. But it's not always the best way to do it, because ultimately we need more nutrition. Being here in Canada, we don't have enough nutrients in our day-to-day, like our breakfast, lunch, dinner. We don't get enough. So one thing that sound sleep does is that it gives us organic sulfur, which is great for breathing. It's great for mucus buildup. And you mentioned more guys have sleep apnea than women. It's because we like to eat. Guys like to eat and indulge. We like to eat our meat, and we don't have a limit sometimes. And we like to drink too much too. And there's a lot of issues with men and our insatiable desire to eat and eat and eat, and and eat late at night too. And this is all going to, add up to the fact that we can't sleep, and we have issues with breathing. We have issues with breaking down all of these proteins, these carbs, these fats, all of these foods. A lot of them are not really natural, and so of course we have issues with breaking them down, and it leads to mucus. The one thing also I like about sound sleep number 23 is the combination of natural herbs that's in there. So you're getting things like valerian, passion flower, chamomile. So not only does it help you breathe better, but it also helps you kind of wind down and relax your mind, your body, and it kind of like sedates your spirit. But at the same time, it throws a little bit of melatonin and also that great breathing aspect through MSM. So this is one of the reasons why sound sleep is so effective, and we guarantee it all the time that it works.
Well, the other thing too, and I know for a fact that Dave Bastl uses it all the time, which is the teas that they've spent a lot of time on trying to get this stuff right. Like we talked about the liquid multivitamin that they have that my family use now on a regular basis, but the Sleep and Relax tea number 21A does a really nice job, and you don't have to have it hot. As I said, you can do it different ways, but these teas really do work.
Yeah, it's a combination of a few different herbs. What you're looking at are things like chamomile, passion flower, bitter orange. So it also helps with digestion. Spearmint, which is another herb that's great for digestion as well. So the Sleep and Relax tea is the combination of herbs to help relax. So it's one of those things where, instead of grabbing like another cup of like black tea or Earl Grey or Tetley or another like espresso in the evening, grab a Sleep and Relax tea, and it's mild, tastes great, and it's very soothing and relaxing, good for the digestion. And yeah, I know David loved the Bell Lifestyle teas, and this is one of them that's right up there.
Now, when you start talking about, and you'd mentioned eating before you go to bed, because it's just sort of something sometimes you just throw around. We think we've heard, we think we know what that means, but why is it not a good idea to eat? I mean, there's some diets that say, yeah, but nothing after 7 o'clock or nothing after a period of time. What's the correlation between having food before you sleep?
Well, I did mention like we do 1/3 of our life we sleep, right? 16 hours of the day we're awake. Should we eat from the first hour to the 16th hour? No, we probably shouldn't. So in that 16 hour of a waking day that we have, maybe we shouldn't eat the full 100% of those 16 hours. Maybe we should eat like 8 of those, at least half maybe. So better to have your food in the first 8 hours of the day, or at least, like the first part of the day. So at least the second part of the waking day, we have some time to digest our food. So when it comes time to the nighttime, our body can recuperate and replenish and renew ourselves instead of working so hard to digest the inorganic food or the masses of all this food and drink that we consume, because we need to repair, recuperate, right? So might as well do that with an empty stomach. Have that food leave the body, at least utilize some of those calories that we just consumed for the last 8-10 hours, utilize some of that energy, and then our body can repair and recuperate better. So yeah, when we sleep, we shouldn't sleep on such a full stomach.
Now, are you saying then that your body is a temple, and that you put nothing in there that would be difficult for your body to digest? For instance, probably no chips, cheeseburgers, these kinds of things, cheesies.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. I was born and raised in Canada, and I was a pretty big boy before. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my God, I never think that was you.
Yeah, so about 45 pounds I've lost over the years.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That really is incredible.
Yeah, and I've always been pretty active, and I've always been into health and nutrition. But I've only within the last 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years that as I enter in my mid 40s, that I can't eat the way that I used to. So I have to kind of pick and choose my battles. I still love barbecue meats. I still love whining and dining, but once in a blue moon, and it's definitely enough time. And that way I could appreciate those times that I do celebrate and eat, wondrous food with family and friends. Right. I grew up in a situation where it was a variety store. So chips, chocolate. I had the best lunches. I had the best burrito, you name it, like everything I had. So yeah, I've had my fair share of junk food. But now, I'm onto a new page. We're onto a new page,
yes.
right?
New page. But that does lend itself to like a high school reunion where you go back, sort of a little Cobra Kai like, and you go back and start whipping some, Karate Kid stuff out there. Maybe the bully, that when you dressed up in costumes, it looked like skeletons. But then the payback now is all David Parks. This is how I see life.
Yeah, I'm still working on the flexibility part. I'm building the strength, but without the flexibility, I'm going to lead to fracture, right? So working on that flexibility continuously. We're going to be all stiff and like calcified as we get older. So, I got to limber up and continue that flexibility part and use some more Bell lifestyle products.
Well, there you go. And certainly having good sleep. So once again, it's number 23, Sound Sleep, we were talking about this morning, and also number 21A, Sleep and Relax Tea. As you just heard David talk about it, it does the job. And for those who complain, and a lot of us do, about not being able to sleep or not sleeping in long enough or not feeling refreshed, that's the other thing too, is feeling refreshed. The sleep was actually good. Those are the products we talked about here this morning with David Park in Nutrition House, which is Square One, which
That's
is
right.
What are the hours if they want to see the David Park? How do they see you?
I'm here every day, every single day, 10 to 9 most days. Sundays are a little shorter.
Yeah.
I'm here for the whole community. I'm here ready and waiting for you guys with open arms.
Now, what's your busiest day? I'm just curious. Is Saturday your busiest day? Is Saturday a busy day?
Yeah, you know what? Now that school's finished, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, a lot of people in the mall, a lot of young families, a lot of kids. We got the GameStop store right beside us, which is pretty active.
Yeah.
We got the food district right down the way, which is really like new foods. So people love to go there. But yeah, I would say Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So for those people that are really interested in sound sleep and sleep and relax tea, maybe you can come on the Monday, Tuesdays to, it's a little bit less busier, a little less hectic, but I do also do the free delivery still. So give us a call and I'll still deliver a product to you guys.
There you go. You don't get better than David Park. Hey, Dave, thanks so much for this morning. Always appreciate the time, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
There's David Park right there from Nutrition House in Mississauga, Square One. And we just talked about it. And of course, free delivery. Who does that? Was he a superhero now?